Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And not family.
Yeah.
That remains the biggest problem in our republic.
Yeah,
and
but
I want to tell you,
let me just tell you, as even as a member of parliament, this thing called government is very complex.
it is.
And I tell people that even just joining that institution of parliament, there are things that you get to learn, to see, to observe.
You get shocked.
And you are very tempted to conclude that this country cannot be helped. Because it's like there is...
I'm happy that you have the same script.
Yeah.
Same page.
There is infrastructure that ensures that anything that is going to benefit the people does not happen. Things that are so obvious to everyone that this is what makes sense, you find people doing the exact opposite, and then you ask yourself, why does this state of affairs exist? Who is supposed to benefit from this state of affairs? Because it is not the people who benefit from this state of affairs. So I understand what you're saying. By the way, it is not just Kenyans generally. You can imagine, even for me, as an elected member of parliament, there are things that I believe I still do not know. Yeah. There are things that I know for a fact I don't understand why they are the way they are. Yeah? But it is a system. It is the way things are. And you get if you just relax a bit, it's very easy for you to be co-opted into whatever system is, such that you just come to this conclusion that it is not your effort, that things were supposed to be like that. Mm-hmm. And that even if you fight and you feel like you are on your own.
The same things exist in the executive. I'll give you an example I lived. There were these rumors that toxic waste is being dumped
yes,
in Northeastern. People knew I had the courage to face the leadership that was, including the President Moi. They then used the intelligence. A friend of mine is given a document proving where the toxic waste is being dumped. In Kenya. I did not think twice. The first thing I did was to get a phone call and call Mzee Moi. I want a meeting. And I took off and went to that meeting with Sam Nyamweya and the late Choge to go and explain to President Moi that I have this document proving that toxic waste is being dumped somewhere in Northeastern, pretending that we are looking for oil. When I passed over the document from President Moi, I expected him to be very excited and tell me, listen, Cyrus, I want to find out what this is. You mean my people can do such a dirty thing against Kenyans? And the reaction I got was totally different. I was asked a question. Where did you find these documents? Yeah. Then I said, Your Excellency, it is you who told us that we must never reveal the source of our information. So you have the powers and you have the system. I have given you a document. Investigate and find out, is it true or not true? No, you will not leave this state house unless you tell me where you found this document. And the argument went on. It was so heated that the security of the president started knocking the door, thinking that Jirongo is a madman, maybe he's fighting the president. They were opening to check what is happening because the president hit the roof. And I did not know the crime I've committed. I have come to you to tell you this thing will hurt Kenyans if it is actually happening. And today, look at this country. Assess the way cancer is finishing Kenyans. The highest rate of cancer victims starts from Embu, Nyeri, Meru, coming to Central. As you move towards Western Province, the rate of cancer is lower. Later on, when I left State House, when we were leaving,
How did you leave? Did you tell him?
No, after arguing, after so many things. When I realized I have messed up myself, is when we were leaving. And I want to tell you, nikisikia hii maneno mahali yengine, utanyoroka. Then I realized, did I go to a thief to tell a thief you are a thief?
You went to the thief.
I had never realized what I was doing. I thought I'm talking for the good of the country, yet I'm reporting
To the person doing the deed.
To people, I can't claim he was the one doing, but obviously was aware of what was happening. Because he even offered a solution. He said, sisi tunajua, mahali mambo kama hii inafanyika ni Somalia. You know, that raised... Then when we were crossing the gate of State House, it was about 4. I had an announcement. Gaylord Avedi, who was then, who had just been appointed a permanent secretary, Minister of Energy. And the government has just started, it's so new. He has been transferred to office of the president as a PS, and the Mutitu, who used to be the PS there, has been returned. Then obviously I knew I have touched something that is going to bury me. The following day, I was arrested and went to the CID headquarters. And they only wanted one thing.
The source.
Why did you, what did you disagree with the president over? And remember, when I was leaving, I was told, nikisikia hii kitu mahali yengine, utaona. So I realized I'm playing with a grave here. I got to be careful. So no Arapto. Every morning, I reported at 6 o'clock. I was asked one question only. Where did you get this information? And how, what is this that you disagreed with the president over? And my answer was very simple. Ask the president. He told me not to discuss it with anybody else. And I said that for 2 months, reporting at CID headquarters, because I realized if I opened my mouth to explain that I went to the president with these details and that, then the president will get the same information from Noah. And it will be clear that I'm discussing what we disagreed upon with other people. And I've been warned, nitajua. Then I'll be dead meat. I never mentioned it. So in conclusion, we have a variety of dynamics that will change this country.
Are you haunted by a past relationship? Ending a bad, broken, or abusive relationship,
that will change this country. First of all, is to paint a clear vision of where we want to go, as far as I'm concerned. Secondly, to realize the vices that have held us back. Tribalism instead of competence. Then also, ask Kenyans, they have a role to play. The quality of leadership they elect. And thirdly, leadership, when we talk about the quality of leadership that we elect, are we Africans? Are we pushing an African agenda? Or are we slaves of other nations? In my view, if we paint a correct picture and get the right leadership and not tribe, and that leadership understands. Kibaki failed when he then now became a Kikuyu. Initially, he was not a Kikuyu. When he was working with Mike, he was not a Kikuyu. But when now the really Kikuyu came into play as the main advisors, then Kibaki started going down. And that's why you sang Kibaki very loudly when he was not a Kikuyu. By the time he became a Kikuyu, mukakosana. Those will be my sincere views.
That is the correct position. Now, for me, first of all, let me just say, I don't envy you in this attempt to, there is a mental block that I don't know who put it there. But then immediately your name is said. There is a perception that I don't think, even if you took 10 years to explain yourself, I think the way people view and perceive you is not going to change. And the problem with that situation is that there's actually some things that we can learn from your experiences then, and some pointers of, proper warnings about the sort of people who should be able to go into power, should be allowed around power. But because it is Jirongo saying it, you will of course be immediately dismissed and said, huyo ni Kanu Hawk, anajaribu hapa kuja kujitetea. So I don't envy you from that particular perspective. But genuinely, you have a responsibility to always speak out and explain to Kenyans that these luxuries that we enjoy right now, it's very easy for them to be taken away.
They can be
you can imagine, and I'm sure you will have a conversation with my friend Okiya Omtata at some point. We are back to the era where a president can directly threaten you as an individual because you have exercised a right that is constitutional. Okiya Omtata took a matter to court after we have exhausted all other avenues. When the finance bill was in Parliament, there is nothing we didn't say. If it is memoranda, we submitted memoranda. If it is views, we gave views. But they don't listen to Kenyans. They chose to listen to the IMF and the other foreign benefactors. So our only recourse was then to the courts. You take a matter to the court, and the president, physically, just the way that you have described what Moi did to you, tells Omtata that wewe utanijua.